Looking for cheap and reliable Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins? Head on over to u4gm.com, Madden NFL 21 coins, and use code SPORTS for 5% off your order. What's up, guys? It's Duke back here from sportsgamers.com. So are you guys struggling on defense in Madden 21? It seems like most people are. Defense is pretty tough in Madden 21. Coverage just is not very good. The zones don't react very well. There's man beaters, so you can't just play man every play. It can be rough. But in this video, I'm about to break down a lockdown coverage that you guys can use to stop all the most popular offensive schemes out there. Very easy to run, yet very effective. So the formation that I want to break down is the big nickel over G. Because we have three safeties by default in this formation, it changes the assignments that we can put our defenders on, which is very effective in creating some hybrid coverages that are definitely going to improve your defense and allow you to get a lot of interceptions and just more stops and play defense more effectively. So this formation's in a good amount of playbooks on defense. I like to run the Miami Dolphins playbook on defense. That's what I covered in my D-block defensive guide for Madden 21. It has great coverage, run D and nanos, three-man D lineman coming up the A and B gap that's unblockable. If you guys want that, check out the link in the description. I'll also pin it in the comments. It is nasty. Now, let's get into what I want to look at here. So I'm going to talk about how we can create a hybrid coverage that's going to lock down pretty much everything that we could face. Now, as far as my zone drop adjustments, I do want to go ahead and put flat zones on 20 or 25, depending upon what's going on. But that's to really help against corners and crossers. So with the big nickel over G, one of the great things about it is you can sub in safeties. Like if your linebackers are not very good, you can sub in safeties at the linebacker position, which I do like a lot. This formation is definitely going to be more effective if you have a good front four to rush the passer. But I like it in general because it seems to get great sheds for me overall. The play I want to look at is the SS Blitz 3. Now, guys, if you're liking my content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, turn your notifications on. That way you won't miss out when our videos go live. And finally, smash that like button, man. The support really helps us out and allows us to keep doing these videos for you guys. So, I can promise you guys, if you're looking to get better at Madden 21, check out sportsgamers.com. We got the best Madden 21 tips and ebooks out there. We're going to improve your game, bar none. If you enjoy our content on YouTube that's free, you will definitely enjoy our premium content for members only. So, got that spiel out of the way. Let's look at this play and the adjustments we like to make. So, generally speaking, I do like to base align. And I like to put both of the outside corners into cloud flats. The way I do this is I hit coverage audible, which is, again, triangle or Y. Triangle for PlayStation, Y for Xbox. Then I just hit the icon, so like here, we're going to do the two outside corners, and cloud flat is down on the left stick. So again, it's just Y, that's Xbox, triangle is PlayStation. And then the player's icon, and then down on the left stick for cloud flat. Okay? So you can see now I have both outside corners and cloud flats. Now I want to put each of the safeties in an outside third. And again, we're only able to do this because we have three safeties on the field. You can see this guy in the slot. He's actually a safety, which is what is allowing us to do this. So again, we're going to hit triangle for PlayStation. We good? Then that'd be YY for Xbox. We're good. All right, then our player's icon. So here it's triangle and X and outside third. So the one on the left, you want an outside third to the left. So that's to the left on the left stick. The one on the right, we want an outside third to the right. So that's to the left on the right stick. Okay. Finally, what we're going to do is this guy right here in the slot, we're going to put him in the middle third, which is up on the left stick. And that's all you need to do. Now, that might sound like a lot, but I promise you guys, you can do that really fast. I'm just trying to go through it slow so you don't miss anything. Optionally, I like to spy this D tackle on the left of the screen, which is to the left on the right stick. Why I do that is basically because the defense is short middle, and also it keeps people from scrambling with their quarterback. So if you can, put in a fast D lineman there. Doesn't have to be super crazy, but you don't want guys in the low 60s and low 70s either. If you can get mid 70s to 80s, that would be cool. Now, I generally like to control the player in the seam flat and just let the 3-rec do work. I actually like 3-rec hook zones a lot this year. One of my actually favorite zones, one of my few favorite zones, but Let's go ahead and take a look at a play of a corner route, right? Because corner routes are a lot of stuff people like to throw. And this defense does a great job against corners, posts, crossers, a lot of that popular type stuff. So we do something like this, which is pretty common route combo, right? A streak, flat, corner, and then also we have a backside in route, right? So I'm going to set that same defense up again. I'm just going to do it real time so you guys can see that it is pretty fast. Like, it doesn't take very long at all. Like, I'm already set up. So you guys can see, like, it might have sounded like a few different steps, but really I was able to do that super fast. Now, basically, guys, you can do different adjustments here. Like, if you want to man this guy up, you can. If you want to basically do whatever, you can. It doesn't really matter, but that's kind of the base setup. Now, I'm going to cover the middle or the flat myself, and I just want you guys to notice that this corner route is just completely boxed. I mean, you're not going to be able to throw corner routes on this defense. Now, the thing that makes this defense so good is it's kind of a combo between a cover 3 and a cover 2. You know, on their own, cover 3 and cover 2 are so easy to beat, I feel like, this year. But this is an inverted cover 3 with instead of the outside corners in the thirds, they're in the flats. And then we have the safeties and in the thirds, and then the slot corner in a middle third. So what this does is it gives us the best aspects of cover 2 and cover 3 and combine them. So first of all, cover 2, you can the deep halves are horrible. They don't do anything. But with the safeties in actual thirds instead of deep halves, they play much better. And then we have the middle covered in the seam by this guy right here, so we don't have to worry about getting beat deep down the middle. Now, you do want someone with speed there, because you guys can see here, but the Bills have fast receivers. And if you have a fast receiver running down the seam and this guy's slow, you could get beat. So either you need someone fast there or just make sure he's backed up so that can't happen. But these cloud flats, as you can see with the 20-25 zone drop on, they're going to drop super deep, and they're not going to allow you to throw corner routes or crossers or any of that mess. Past that, as you guys can see here, our safety that's in the third, yeah, he's not playing. Like, deep halves are horrible, but thirds, they actually play this stuff well. You guys can see, I didn't even do anything. He did this himself, like, locked this up completely to where, this is no longer, any sort of read for them. Now, the one thing they could have done here is they could have thrown to the flat because our zone drops were on, 20 or 25 for the flats. They could have hit the flat, but this is locked up too. As you can see, I'm kind of covering this over the middle. The only thing that was open is the flats. Now, if someone's hitting you with flats from this defense and you want to counter it, it's pretty simple. All you're going to need to do is go to coaching adjustments, and for your curl flats, put it on 5. So now I'm going to run the exact same defense with one slight change, okay? So we're going to be able to now lock up the flat and the corner at the same time. So we're going to do the same setup we just ran, all right, on offense. And I'm going to do the same defense basically just with one adjustment. So again, we're going to just go at spy, the D-tackle on the left, cloud flat, both with outside corners, outside third, both with the safeties, and then middle third, the DB right that's in the slot. And like I said, if he's slow, and I do like the baseline, if he's slow, just back him up. But I just like to put someone fast there so then I don't even have to worry about it. Now, the only other adjustment we're going to do, and this is if you want to take away the flat on the bunch side as well, is go ahead and put this player in a curl flat. Now, you guys are going to see my responsibility is definitely going to be the middle of the field. But now, with this adjustment, they can no longer throw to the flat because, as you guys can see here, that guy's playing at 5-yard depth. So basically, I created almost a Mabel concept on the bunch side, which is basically meaning you have a hard flat and a cloud flat, essentially. Now, obviously, I don't actually have a hard flat and a cloud flat. I have a curl flat and a cloud flat, but because in my zone drops, I put the curl flats to 5 yards, you guys can see here. See, he's going to take away that tight end flat route, and you still can't throw these corners because, well, everyone's dropping back so deep. The seam is covered, and I'm covering the middle of the field myself. So this is a great concept for not only, bunch type corners, flats, and then like routes over the middle. It's also great for crossing routes. So you already know one of the most common plays out there, PA shot post, right? And the reason why people love this play is for the deep crosser and then the other routes that they can throw in the mix. So, people are going to have their trips on the wide side. So let's move the ball over here to the right hash. So again, I'm going to do pretty much the same setup. I'm just going to base a line. All right, I'm going to spy this D-tackle. I'm going to put this guy in the middle third, both the corners and cloud flats, and then the right safety and the outside third to the right, the left safety to the outside third to the left. All right, and you guys are going to have to excuse my analog stick here that for some reason half the time doesn't want to let me put the player in the right assignment. All right, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do here is pretty simple. It really just depends how they're attacking me. If they're going to, like, a lot of times people that run this type of concept will have, like, a drag coming underneath it. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this player right here in the curl flat on the trip side. Or, I'm sorry, on the opposite side of the trips, because, you know, the flats are going to be going that way from the trip side, or maybe the running back might come out of the backfield on a table route, right? And then I'm just going to control the middle myself with this 3 rec. So what's going to happen is they're probably going to do something like this. Very common setup. You already know the drill. Basically, we're going to have maybe like a drag and the deep cross, the streak, and then the deep post, right? So in this situation, like I said, my responsibility is the middle. So I'll be looking for whatever routes come over the middle myself. But as you guys are going to see, like, there's nothing coming open. You know, I didn't even really have to do much there. But, you know, really what I would do in a real game is I'd cover the deep cross as it comes over the middle. So, like, right here, as it's breaking over the middle, I'd cover it until it got to the sideline. Because once it gets to the sideline, you guys can see it's not open. Now, I'm going to do that again just so you guys can get a better look at it. And I'm actually going to use her the way I'd recommend you guys use her in a game. Alright, guys, so I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to use her more like how I would in an actual game. So we're going to go ahead and base align, and this guy needs to be, like, backed up. Put this guy in the middle third, spy, the D-tackle, cloud flat both outside corners, and then we're going to put the safeties into the outside thirds. Alright? Finally, I'm going to put this linebacker over here in the curl flat. And I'm going to just use her in the middle. I'm kind of show you guys how I'd actually use her in a game situation. I would go ahead and, first of all, I'm taking away the crossing route initially, like right here, and then I'm going to bail and take this guy away late, just like that. Now, you guys can see here that they, you know, this is what having a good defensive line does. You know, they eventually got sacked from the 3-man rush before they could even get through their progression. But initially, as you guys can see here, you know, this drag was taken away because of this guy right here, and also the spy played him right away. You know, I guess, like, really what I should have done is I should have just went over here at the snap to take the tight end away for a split second. I didn't do that, but it's still not really that big deal because most people won't throw that. But then you want to come back just like I did here and take away this crosser, initially over the middle of the field so they can't just throw it quickly. But then once it kind of starts breaking to the sideline, you can let it go because you know you have this cloud flat right here just kind of waiting for it. And, like, you guys know, like, when you got the cloud flat to 25, he's not going to get behind it. Look, he's in great position. So once you kind of, like, bail off it, then you can cover this little deeper post just like that. And, you know, he's not going to get over the top of these deep zones, so really I just need to stop the underneath throw, so I need to be underneath it just like that. So it's very effective. Another great thing this defense is very, very effective for is people that want to throw those motion wheel routes that are really, really good again this year, guys, because we don't have the quick pass and accurate anymore. So you guys know that, you know, this is a hard route to guard because, well, I mean, if you throw the motion wheel, you can't have off coverage because, like, you'll just throw it quickly. But then also you can't really play cover 2 because you can just throw it once it gets past the cloud flat, right? But this defense will actually defend this extremely well because it will take away the quick throw with the cloud flat. But then at the same time, it's not going to really allow you to take the pass down the sideline either because it'll just be waiting for you. It'll just be waiting for you. The third by the safety is way better than a deep half, and it will just take it away. So let's take a look at this right here. I'm going to try to throw it quick down the sideline, and as you guys can see, I mean, not only was the cloud flat taking it away, but so was the safety. And that would work even if we had zone drops off. You would still have it taken away. But look, you can't throw it quickly because this guy's buzzing out just like that. And then at the same time, because remember, I put his zone drop on 5. Then you can't even throw it late either because now the cloud flat's sitting right there. And even to say the cloud flat wasn't sitting right there, see the safety sitting right there too. Now, I actually want to show you guys what I mean by that. I'm going to take my zone drops off and show you that even if you get behind that cloud flat, if we don't have zone drops on, you still can't throw that because the safety will be right there. And that's why I say this is so much better defense. I'm going to put everything back on default so you guys can see how it looks. This is so much better defense than just a standard cover 2 or cover 3 because the safeties in the third just play, I mean, they just play so much better. It's not even funny. So it's, again, strong safety, SS blitz 3. All right, and you guys know, like, this play is really tough this year now that you can quick pass it again. But again, all we're doing is base the line, go ahead, spy this DT, we're going to third, this slot corner, outside third, the safeties, bam, cloud flat, the outside corners. All right, and again, you don't have to do any of the additional adjustments I did. I'll just use this guy right here. But this is basically the stuff you must do. All right, so we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to motion this guy out. I'm going to try to throw it, right? Once it gets by. As you guys can see, bam. You can't throw that once it gets by the cloud flat because of the third by the safety. Again, one of the reasons why I hate cover 2 this year is thirds don't do anything. Or I'm sorry, deep halves don't do anything. They don't get any sideline. I mean, they don't do a good job defending the sidelines, and then they just get, you can bomb them so easily up the seams and split the seams, it's almost like they don't cover a soul. At least here, as you guys can see here, the thirds don't get out to the sideline. So if you try to throw these routes to get over cloud flats against thirds, whether they're just straight corners, wheels, crossers, whatever, thirds are going to allow you to click on and make a play. Bam. Now I want to show you guys, this also just will work on a corner route. So if someone's just throwing a corner route at you and they don't really have any route to pull the third away, this is going to work just fine. So let's say that we have a play like, we'll get just right back in the bunch where we have a corner route, and we're not gonna pull it with a pull route like a corner, or I'm sorry, a streak with the corner. We're just gonna do the straight up corner. And normally like this, we'll just get behind a cloud flat. Y'all know how it is, right? But you're gonna see that if you don't pull the third away, the third's gonna be able to pick it every single time, or at least you're gonna be able to click on every single time, I should say. All right, and again, sometimes my analog stick just doesn't listen to me, but there we go. All right, so we're not gonna try to do too much here. We're just gonna throw Z-spot. We're gonna wait for it to get behind the cloud, and then I'm just gonna throw it. See, it gets behind the cloud, but see how the third is just right there? Bam, click on. If you don't pick it off, he's just gonna break it up at the least. It looked like he just missed the interception, but again, you guys can see, yeah, these corner routes will get behind your cloud flats, for sure. Look, not going to deny that. However, this is not a deep half. This is a third, and the third is going to play this perfectly. Look, I can just, as soon as the ball's thrown, just click on and just go after it. Really should have been picked, but worst case scenario, it's going to be broken up. So anyways, this is a hybrid coverage that really works extremely well. It's very, very, very flexible. You can take away the short flats and then the deeper routes too if you want. You don't have to, but what it really does is it takes away a lot of the most popular routes people like, which is those post beaters up and streak beaters up the middle, the deep crossers, the deep corners, all that stuff, and then even the motion wheels, those types of routes that are very hard to defend. We're going to be able to defend these very well and be able to adapt to anything else. So I hope you guys like this video. If you're looking for more defensive tips, like I said, check out sportsgamers.com. Cop that D-Block defensive guide. You won't regret it. Until next time, it's Duke, and I'm out.